How's it going, everybody? Got a new video, building a fire pit. Had a lot of fun building this. Wasn't super expensive, and I think it looks pretty professional. Took, I'd say, roughly 8 to 10 hours for the overall measuring, grading, and construction of the actual fire pit. It wasn't too advanced, but I think it looks very good now. One thing I found out pretty quick when I was measuring was that I should have better laid out how I wanted it to look, looking at my house in comparison. At first, I tried to align it aiming straight at my door, which I thought was a good idea. But after talking to some other people, they said, based on the proximity to my house, it would be better if I just aligned it with my house and how it faces. So, the initial time that I dug my post holes and did all my measurements, I realized I didn't like how it looked because it almost looked angled. I dug the 4 post holes and realized I'd have to redig them, which is why you'll see in some of these shots it looks like there's 2 holes. And I kind of just spun it around to kind of better make it more symmetrical with my house. I think looking back, I should have aligned it specifically in the compass direction that my house faces. Yeah, I know that sounds like a lot, but really all I would have had to do was just figure out directionally from my front door with a compass, your phone has one, and then do the same with this. There may be a few irregularities when you're trying to do it that way, and it would probably be the most accurate if you were able to level from the very center and then do from one side to the other side of the circle all the way to the house to make sure that distance is the same. That would be the most accurate. However, I would have needed over 100-foot tape, and I did not have that. So I tried using what I had, and it ended up working out. Setting the post holes, I realized I didn't have some of the required equipment. If you notice, I'm using a standard level, which works. It just takes a lot more leveling, and having someone help hold the post, especially when I'm hammering in the support struts, would have been nice, especially since I'm using an axe to hammer them in versus an actual sledgehammer or a hammer. It ended up being okay. Wasn't too bad. I used about a bag and a half of the Quikrete. Probably set within 40 minutes to an hour completely. I think within each post, I was able to remove the struts after about 30 minutes and then go to the next one. I think this part took probably a good amount of time alone, but it wasn't too bad. I ended up finding a post level at Harbor Freight after I had completed this project. And you'll see me actually measure all the posts after I finish them shortly. And it just confirmed that when I was doing the leveling and the post setting that they are very accurate. I didn't see much difference off of the bead, and I thought overall it was pretty solid. The grading was where I think I went a little bit too aggressive. I probably shouldn't have removed so much topsoil because I ended up creating quite a substantial cut, especially on that far side. It was up to 8 to 9 inches, and I did not have enough material to fill that. The grading, I think, took about 6 hours in total, which was the substantial amount of time. Not bad, but it just took a long time because of how much I cut of the material available, and also the red dirt that I dumped in my backyard took forever to move. I have a little wheelbarrow here that the former owner left, thankfully, and it seemed to work pretty well. I want to say it felt like I had done about 30 loads of dirt by the end of it. Definitely helps if you have some kind of front loader or any other type of equipment like that. Another thing that I ran into was, obviously I'm in the backyard, especially with a lot of trees around, gonna run into roots. I had this happen closest to the 2 pine trees when I was grading. It became very annoying, which is at one point I think I bring a pickaxe out to start helping with it as well. But I felt like I almost removed multiple branches worth of just roots. But at the end of the day, it was okay. It just took some extra time. That's one thing when it comes to doing projects at my own house. I'm not really worried about how long things takes. That's partly why I use an axe over a chainsaw for things. I think it's more rewarding when it's finally done. The last portion here was where you see me and my friend Brett finally finish grading it to where we thought it was level enough to then continue. The actual putting in the fire pit was not bad. I put sand down for the base layer just to make sure it was flat and to give the stones a good base layer to rest on. We put weed killer down pretty much around the entire thing, and then I have some landscaping fabric as another protective layer against weeds. The cost breakdown for everything is about a $250 for the fire pit set, $70 for the extra stones. I had about 2 more layers of stones, $360 for the pea gravel, and the lights were about $25 to $30. The posts were $60 to $80, and I think I spent around $240, $250 on the Adirondack chairs. I got them on sale from Home Depot, luckily. I think I saved about 50%, so it was good. Thank you all for watching to the end. I really do appreciate it. Hope you'll have a great day. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do. Thank you. See you.